viewers and to all my live viewers, whether you're on the Periscope app or you're live on the web or Apple TV, however you have arrived, welcome. Happy Friday to you all. Thanks you all for joining. I just wanted to do a midday scope on some randomness on this great Friday. Thank you all for joining. Glad that you joined. If you're just joining in, please do me a favor and share with your followers. If you have an Android device, swipe up and share with your followers. If you have an iOS device, swipe left to right. What's going on, Keys for Life 1221? What's going on? Glad to have you all join on this afternoon. This is going to be a random short scope. I just wanted to talk today about just a topic of not letting your gift handicap you, and then also not to allow your successes to go to your head and make you prideful. So if you could, just tell me who's in the room. It's going to be random today. We're just going to talk, chit chat a little bit. Tell me who's in the room, where you from, what's your name, and that whole 9 yards. Glad to have all those that are joining. Hey, what's going on? Could you share with your followers so we can get as many people in the room? I just want to have just a little discussion about just being gifted. I got all this sunlight that's shining on me today. I don't know what that is. That might be just the glory of God shining on me. But yeah, this is a great Friday. I'm excited. Just relaxing, doing a little bit of work here in my home office. And just want to talk about sometimes I feel like gifted people get trapped by their gift. And sometimes they allow their gift to handicap them. What's going on? San Diego in the house. I love that city. Beautiful San Diego. I hear it's 80 degrees over there. What's going on, Dr. Purdue? Christ living. Glad to have you in. Those of you that are just joining, please share with your followers at this time. It would definitely be greatly appreciated. And as well, you can give hearts. If I say something that adds value to you, I don't believe in begging for hearts, but I ain't too proud to beg either. What's going on, man? I'm doing great. What's going on, Reverend? Glad to have y'all, man. I've been catching your scopes. I like Dr. Purdue's scopes. He say, I'm not going to scope until I have something to say. So every time he jumps on, I jump on because I know he got something to say. So I'm glad to have you all. But what I found out about gifted people, sometimes gifted people, we allow our gifts to handicap us. I'm doing great. What's going on, Elisa? Elisa, is this Elisa Belton? Oh, it's another Elisa. I know another Elisa as well. So glad to have you on. But sometimes, like I was saying, sometimes as gifted people, we allow our gifts to kind of handicap us, so to speak, because sometimes we rest on the laurels of just being gifted. And what I mean by that is sometimes as being gifted, we don't prepare as well as we would perhaps if we were not as gifted. Sometimes you can have a good musician or a good singer or a good preacher or a good teacher that sometimes will hold back on the preparation piece because they feel like they can wing it. You know, sometimes I've found some singers that they don't prepare for songs as well because, you know, they're just naturally gifted, or certain musicians might not learn all the intricate details of the chord structures of a song because they can play by ear and they just play so well that they know that they can just fill in at any moment. But what I've found is preparation is a very, very important and vital essential into your success. That it doesn't matter how gifted you are, you could be good at what you do, but how often do we shortchange ourselves because we are just settling for being just good and mediocre? So what I found is sometimes we get complacent at being good when you have the potential to be great. And what we allow is our gift to handicap us sometimes for the lack of preparation. And sometimes we just skate on through and skate on by just because we're the greatest in our circle. Now, I've warned you in some of my other scopes, if you're the greatest in your circle, then you need to find another circle. If you're the most gifted in your circle, you need to find another circle because you can't get cultivated by people who are of less gift and ability of you. Now, I do believe that you can learn from everybody. They're absolutely right. You can learn from everybody. I can learn from people that are not as gifted as me. But if I'm looking long term and looking at how my life is going to be cultivated and me taking the next leap or next step or next dimension into my purpose and greatness, I need to be around, I need to be around some people that are better than me. I need to be around people that can challenge me, who are at least at the level that I'm at, that we can challenge each other. You know, a lot of times I like to get around people who are greater preachers than me, or greater speakers than me, or greater teachers than me, or people who do what I do better, or people who have already got to the level that I'm trying to get to. Why? Because they're able to pour into me some things that perhaps a person that I'm mentoring cannot pour into me. And what I mean by that, sometimes if you are the biggest mentor in your group, thank you. I'm glad for that input. If you're just joining in, please share with your followers if you think this will bless somebody. If I have a pool of mentees that I'm constantly mentoring, they are going to gain strength and knowledge from me. And of course, they'll be able to add value to me, but my level of leadership will not excel until I'm able to be mentored myself. Thank you for sharing with your followers. And what I've learned is every leader, every mentor should have a mentor. If you're a leader and you don't have a mentor, then you're cheating yourself out of a valuable resource. Because what I've learned is sometimes you'll try to reinvent the wheel when somebody else has already done it. Y'all not hearing me. Sometimes you'll try to reinvent the wheel when someone has already done it before, and you're working hard and not smart. You're working hard and not smart. You're doing things and trying to duplicate systems that have already been done, already been mastered. Someone has already had a great deal of proficiency in it, and possibly they can show you a step in between that you hadn't considered yet that can get you to your next level. So I'm constantly learning. Let's say I need a musician mentor. Hey, I know a lot of them, man. I know a lot of musician mentors. Depends on what you play. Find a blueprint. Absolutely, Dr. Purdue. Absolutely. Find a blueprint and walk with it. And what I found is sometimes you don't have to reinvent the wheel, but you can embellish upon an idea. How many know that sometimes you can take an idea and embellish upon it, take a concept and embellish upon it, find the things that can be tweaked and be learned. You're a disabled vet. God bless you. Thank you for your service. But sometimes you can embellish upon an idea, and that's really the capitalistic society, how it is supposed to operate. Hello, how are you doing? We know nothing is really new under the sun. Solomon told us that. So you just take things that have already been done, concepts that have already been mastered, and you embellish upon those things. So I want to challenge everyone that is on this scope today. Don't let your gift be your handicap. Don't let your gift be the thing that keeps you from your destiny. Don't be the fact that you know so much that hinders you, because sometimes we can know so much that it doesn't really take us anywhere. Sometimes the hardest thing for people to realize is sometimes your knowledge. I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. Sometimes your knowledge is what is prohibiting you from getting to the places you need to be in God. You're in Colorado and you play the keys. I'm not a disarmament get as well. Okay. Definitely. If you can reach out to me, rogergreenjr @gmail.com. I think I know some people in that area I may be able to refer you to as far as musicians in that respect. But as I mentioned, everybody should have a mentor. Every pastor should have a mentor. Every business owner should have a mentor. Even the president of the United States, he doesn't necessarily make, hey, from Kazakhstan, glad to have you. Glad to have you. Even the president of the United States has joint chief of staff. He has advisors. He has people that pours into him and tells him things. He ultimately may make the last decision, but he has people that pour into him, that mentor him and tell him things. My gift is the book of Revelation. Okay. The book of Revelation is a very fascinating book of Revelation. So you're speaking more of eschatology, or are you speaking prophecy? What do you mean by your gift is the book of Revelation? Be more specific with me on that. I'm from Charlotte, North Carolina, United States of America. So glad to have you, Kazakhstan. So I wanted to say that was the first point I wanted to say. Don't let your gift handicap you. The second point was don't allow your successes to go to your head and make you prideful. Yeah, I saw an interview that TMZ did of Patti LaBelle here recently. You know, everybody talking about these Patti pies, prophecy. Okay. Amen. Amen. The true testament of a true prophet is whether or not the prophecy comes to pass. Prophecy is definitely a very vital role within the kingdom. But the patty pies, we're talking about the patty pies. Everybody want to get the patty pies, which I have not tasted yet. So I don't have an opinion on it. I'm just happy to see the success. Love that. Yes, sir. I love the success that Patty's having with all the publicity that she's gained from it. So I don't care if the pies are not good at all. You know, I love the marketing strategy and how something can go viral instantly and give someone success. So I wish her all the best. But the thing that I saw was a TMZ interview that they had of her. and they were asking her about the patty pies, and she said what I thought was a very arrogant comment. She said that the guy's video post really didn't spark all of her sales, that she was selling pies before he did the video, that she did it herself. And I was like, wow, it was an interesting comment that I thought that she would make. She did acknowledge him. She did say, oh, I think he's a great guy. I think he has a great voice. But she said, I did this myself, that it wasn't his videos that got my pies sold out. I didn't even know about patty pies until dude got on there and did the video. So I'm not sure if I'm the only one, but I don't think Patty's pies was really flying off the shelf like that. I've heard that they're on Craigslist selling them for $100. Barack Obama, a bad man, really? I haven't met Barack Obama, so I'm not sure if he's a bad man at all. But patty pies wasn't flying off the shelf like that beforehand, so I don't really think that Patty really intended to say it like that, even though she said it and it came off wrong. I think what she was trying to say is, I've worked really hard. Man, that man helped her. Man, that man did more than help her. He made those pies. Nobody was checking for those patty pies until that dude got on there and said that. So sometimes I think as gifted people, she owed him some coin. Yeah, absolutely. She owed him some. Let him sing background on one of her tours or something. But what I think is, look at what he's doing. Okay, I mean that's your political views. I really don't want to get into politics here. A lot of President Obama's policy I don't agree with or embrace either. But I just definitely don't want to get into politics in this particular scope. So I'd appreciate it if we just don't. We're on a more lighter side of things. We talking about the patty pies today. He spread the gospel, the patty gospel. Amen. He spread the patty gospel. So, I mean, I think she was very arrogant in saying that. And what I found is sometimes when we have an idea, we have a venture, we're so ready to I guess, claim, the credit for it. We're ready to claim the credit for it, that I did this. This was my idea. But, I don't know about you. If I can get that type of success overnight, I don't care who allowed me to do it. If somebody put a plug in and I start selling my product around the globe, I could care less, and I wouldn't care who got the credit. So with Patty, I think she kind of took it personally because she had been putting in so much work, probably behind the scenes. They had been promoting and doing different things, and she felt like I was selling these pies before he came along, and now everybody's talking about my pies. Who cares? If your church fills up overnight tomorrow and you wasn't the one that invited everybody, so what? If everybody is flooding into your restaurant or in your small business tomorrow just because somebody mentioned you, so what? That's coin in your pocket. As Ronnie Reese said, she owed that man coin. To our knowledge, she ain't gave him nothing yet. So all of these millions that she gained was free advertisement. So what I want to say to you is, don't allow yourself that once you get success to be halted up and lifted up in pride and vanity, to want to draw the attention to you, because truly highly successful people will take it no matter where it comes from. It doesn't matter where the publicity comes from and how the success comes about. I don't have to take the credit as long as I can cash the check. Can I say that? I ain't got to take the credit as long as I can cash the check. Hey, what's going on, man? Glad to have Somalia in here. As long as I can cash the check, you can take the credit all you want to. Matter of fact, you can take my name off the product. You can call them your name pies as long as I can cash the check and the money is going in my bank account. You can call them Ronnie Reese pies for all I care. I put your name on my product. It really doesn't matter. I'm really of that mentality. It really doesn't matter who gets the credit. It's all about seeing success. And the greatest people, what I found is insecure people seek credit. Insecure people seek credit, but highly successful people seek to see success. They don't care about the credit. As a matter of fact, I've had a privilege and opportunity to be around and to have mentored me some very influential and rich people. And those rich people are normally the most hidden people that you ever want to meet. They don't want people to know how rich they are. They're not trying to draw attention to themselves. I knew a very rich, wealthy business owner, construction owner. And when you saw him, he always had on a beat up pair of jeans, a T-shirt, and drove around in a raggedy truck. You never know that he was a multimillionaire and owned well over 150 properties. He didn't want people to know he was rich. He wasn't trying to draw attention or credit to him. He had people that worked for him. He had assistants that did a lot of his work and did a lot of the grunt work and a lot of the front facing work facing the customer. He didn't care about that as long as he could pay the bills, get the check, and as long as he knew he was the boss. Now, when you're the boss, you ain't got to walk around telling nobody you the boss because you the boss. So when you're the boss, just do your thing. Do what you were called to do, gain and reap the benefits of it, and learn how not to just manage people, but learn how to lead people. All right. That's the problem with everybody talking about they want to be a boss. If you want to be a boss, you can just manage people. You'll never really have sustainable success. But when you are a true leader, you'll have sustainable success. And not only will you have success within yourself, but you'll duplicate yourself. The power of leadership is being able to duplicate yourself and being able to look and see other ventures going on that you didn't start, but that you influenced. Y'all not hearing me. I want you to be able to have ventures that go on that you did not start, but you influence. If you're a leader, the truest mark of your leadership is how many things spawn out of you. Y'all not hear me. How many ventures spawn out of you? How many companies spawn out of you? How many churches or ministries come out of you? If you're a pastor, how many other pastors come out from up under you? You know, that's the true mark of a leader. Thank you, Pastor Perdue. That's the true mark of a leader, is when things start to grow up out of you. Because when things haven't grown out of you, that means you're not living, you're not producing. And if you're not producing, you're really not all that successful. What I've seen is a lot of people who think that they're successful aren't really successful. They're resting on the laurels of what they did in the past, but they haven't done anything lately. How many know this is a what have you done for me lately type of generation? It doesn't matter what you did 20 years ago. If your thing was rocking in 1990, God bless you. But this is a different day. You need to have sustainability now so that you can grow whatever you do and be able to be successful in the long run. So I just want to drop those things on you. I want you guys to be as successful as you possibly can be. If you're good, challenge yourself to be great. If you're great, challenge yourself to be the greatest. Whatever you do, keep challenging yourself to be better. Never rest on your laurels. Never fall into complacency and say, I'm just going to let things be because I'm just that good. Because I promise you, while you're being just that good, is somebody that's trying to be better than you, and they'll replace you really, really quickly. And again, the second point was, don't be so prideful and arrogant when God gives you successes, because trust me, your success is only predicated upon your outlook and your mindset. And I promise, no matter how successful you are, there's chances are a dozen other people that are 10 times more successful than you are. And that's what you need to surround yourself around. Surround yourself around people. And this is just a little nugget I'll drop on you. Surround yourself around people that when you see what they're doing, when they're doing it at such a high level better than you, it embarrasses you and makes you feel like, man, I ain't doing nothing. There's some churches that I know. One church in particular, if you ever get a chance to go online to check it out, it's called Pentecostal Tabernacle is the name of the church. Pastor Robert Stewart, Robert Stewart is a phenomenal church, Pentab in Miami, Florida. I had the privilege of having him mentor me, and I came and preached for his church several times in his youth camp and all of those things. And when I first came to his church, I saw the excellence with which his ministry operated. And when I saw it, it made me say, man, my church ain't doing nothing. We thought we were excellent. We thought we were good. But man, when I saw the level of excellence that he did, it took me up to a higher level and let me see that, man, we were doing some stuff, but man, we wasn't at the level that they were on. So sometimes you have to go out and you have to look and find people that are doing it at a higher level than you are. So it will take you to another level and advance you. I'm not interested in being complacent. I'm not interested in being as good as I was 10 years ago. I should have some growth and some expansion. Why? Because I've had some experiences. I've had some knowledge that I've learned along the way. So I should constantly be growing. If I'm not growing, that means I'm not learning. So if you're not growing, find some ways to learn, whether it's practical knowledge or applicable knowledge that you can get out of a book or from somebody sharing their information. So I want to challenge you to do that on today on this fun Friday. I appreciate it. Thanks a lot. Dr. Rogers in the building. Very great brother from my church. Glad to have you, man. So I'm glad. I just wanted to drop that quick scope on you. I'll be back. I hope that everybody can join me later on today. I'm going to be on our, I think it's day 15 now, on our 30 days throughout the Bible. We're doing, see, you have a very nice broadcast voice. Is that your line of work? No, I've been told that, no, I need to seek that. I want to do a podcast or some type of radio. So I definitely appreciate that. Definitely appreciate that compliment. But I hope you guys can join me a little later. I'm going to be doing our series, continuing our series, 66 books in 30 days. Today, I believe we're on the book First and Second Chronicles. So we got quite a ways to go, 15 more days to get throughout the entire rest of the Bible. Cool words, man. I appreciate that, man. Dan Haywood, God bless you. If those of you that joined in because somebody shared the broadcast, by all means, if you're not following me, please hit the little Periscope person on the right hand side and follow me. I would love for you to follow me. And in most cases, I follow back. I try to follow back and reciprocate the love, jump in your scopes and give you some hearts as well. So I definitely appreciate all of you that have joined. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll be back later on this afternoon.